Hey there, so I'm totally making the spontaneous video tonight because it's about time, and not at all because people threatened to tase me if I didn't. But I thought I'd come back and just make one that's I just got a message. Completely not a death threat, but a message. I'll be right back. I hope. Anyway, I'm putting some stuff away that I got at the flea market, which I forgot to mention in my last video. So there's a couple kind of cool things here, I guess, that you may or may not be interested in, depending on what you like. So this will kind of give you an idea of, if you're just turning into my videos right now, that my tastes run the gamut and are pretty eclectic, to say the least. Anyway, so at the flea market, I only picked up 3 things, but there were 3 things that I kind of really wanted to get. Since I have yet not been able to get Dog Soldiers here in the Scream Factory edition, and I can't remember if I've got it on DVD or not. It was there for $1, so I picked up a copy of Dog Soldiers. This is either like an extra DVD copy or not. But I really do like that movie. It's a favorite werewolf movie of mine. It's one that I really dig. Sean Pertwee's in this. I'm a big Sean Pertwee fan, much like I was a big John Pertwee fan back in the day, because I do like my Doctor Who. Also, I grabbed in the not quite as impressive category, I grabbed this trilogy. It's not the greatest trilogy. The first movie was okay. I mean, it wouldn't blow you away. It's not something that people go out and search out and look for, but I liked it. I kind of dug it, and that's the Skulls trilogy. So this one I also don't think I got. I think I had the first Skulls. The second one stars Robin Dunn, and he's in a lot of these sequel straight to movie type of thing. He's like the younger Jonathan Shea in that way. If you ever get the Cruel Intentions trilogy, that also has a sequel that stars Robin Dunn. So that's the thing. Now, last but definitely not least, is probably the most impressive thing, at least for me, that I got. TV, mini maxi series where, well, they're kind of, they've been done to death now, but back in the day, the original one that came out was this little one right here called Rich Man, Poor Man, and it was done book 1 and book 2. So altogether, there's 30-something episodes of it. I'm not sure how long they are the hour or an hour and a half long episodes. Either way, it'll be interesting to see. It stars Peter Strauss and Nick Nolte. Ed Asner's in it as well, Susan Blakely. A lot of people. There's a heck of a lot of people in this. So my stepmom actually was a huge fan of this. This is out of print now, so it goes anywhere between a couple $100 apparently. Anyway, I bought it for $4 at the flea market, and thought kind of want to see it, so I'll check that out. I've heard that the Nick Nolte character is kind of sort of what the character of Patch from Days of Our Lives, if you've ever seen like that show, is kind of based on, sort of, a bit. Kind of like the John Black character from the same series is based on the Jason Bourne character. Even the initials are the same. So if you don't care about that whole soap opera trivia stuff, if you do, thumbs up, because that's an extra bonus point for you in my book of cool bonus points, of which I actually don't have a book, so I apologize. But if I did have a book, I would totally give you an extra check mark for that. But I'm going to put these away right now, and let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about some horror, and maybe I'll show you some stuff over there in my library. Welcome, by the way, to my movie library tonight. We'll go look into that, and I will avoid being tased for multiple times. Yeah. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, I have to be. Boo. Okay, well, back in the day, those totally scary monsters. Anyway, those are the pictures that I got. I don't really show them that much. I'll show you the messier part of my collection are these two here. Like all my other shelves are kind of like black like this and all put together nice and uniform. But these were the early shelves that I got originally. Now you're going to see this has got a lot of my MGM Midnight Movies collections and stuff up there. Some of those I really want to watch again. And some like Shredder. Yeah, it's a snowboarding slasher film. It's quite the experience, and I do plan on watching it in the near future for one of my more of my podcast videos, because I do intend to bring back, because a few people asked about it actually, and I was really surprised, the spoiler theater segment that I used to do. A lot of times I did that with me and my eldest. Unfortunately, I can't now because they're over in Newfoundland. But I will be doing the spoiler theaters thing again in the near future. I have done a couple here or there, and I do want to make more podcasty style videos. Anyway, I'll show you my little mess here that I'm slowly getting done up. You can see that I really do like Roger Corman. There's a lot of the Roger Corman stuff right there, and some Blue Underground, like Shock and Shockwaves. I guess that's my Shock phase. I don't think there's any of the more Shock stuff that I got there. And of course, everybody's favorite classic film, Dark and Stormy Night. I bought that one because it's Blue Underground, and I don't think I've seen it. If I have, I don't remember it, and if I don't remember it, it's probably not a good sign for how much that movie stuck out in my mind. But I do have there's a few like nice kind of cool different stuff like Route 666 and Eden Lake, the Carrie trilogy. There's the second Scooby-Doo one because I'm a huge Scooby-Doo fan. The Brood, Howling 2, Raw Meat. Just so much different cool. Cooley High. I'm a real big blaxploitation fan. My better half is as well, so we really dig that. Anyway, let's get on with the actual video. I just thought you'd like to see a bit of the kind of the more messy up stuff that I don't normally show on here, that you don't see in the background. I figure since I'm doing the whole messy stuff, I might as well like show you here. This is my my painting for. I didn't paint it. I wish I had. I don't have that painting skill. I did go to art school, but there was no way I could do that. Anyway, so that's the Hammer stuff. That's got a Curse of Frankenstein. Is that Barbara Shelley, Vampire? Which one is that? Curse of the Werewolf. A lot of curses there. We've got Dracula from either Horror or Scars or one of those. There's the Frankenstein, the Monster from Hell. We see Reptile there. The Phantom of the Opera, played by Herbert Lom. There's the Mummy there, and there's of course Victor Frankenstein. Because I'm pretty sure that's not Van Helsing. Yeah, no, that's definitely Victor Frankenstein. So since we're here, this is the door, by the way. Here's my messier stuff. As you can see, I got to get this stuff straightened away. This is some of my Anchor Bay stuff right here. There's a few there that are like older and stuff that are that I'm just excited to have. Some here, I definitely already have Halloween, but whenever I see a different copy of Halloween that I don't have, I do like to pick it up. I'm a huge fan of the series. And those are my Phantasm ones that I had before. Phantasm 3, and Phantasm 4, and of course, number 2 from Scream Factory before I got the set. And Cheerleader Camp as well, and Night Stalker, Night Strangler, which is coming out now from Kino. I do plan on getting that. That looks to be a really, really cool one. I actually got somebody asked questions about on the Kino one. I was the first person to give an answer, and Kino gave me like kind of a thumbs up, so that was kind of cool. Bad Taste, of course. I think that was in everybody's collection, like this type of stuff. Somewhere up there should be Fade to Black. Yeah, there it is in the third one. That's one that I really want to see get released. There's a kind of like music rights issues and stuff like that with that one. I really like Hammer stuff. You can see the Shatter right there. I think that's Stuart Whitman. It's been a while since I've seen that. There's my Troma stuff, which I bought from Lloyd Kaufman himself, and he signed a lot of those. I got one from my dad, and it was like a Paul Nash one. They just produced it. They really didn't like have anything to do with it. So for like a joke, like Kaufman had listed on the on that DVD to my dad. He signed it to my dad's name, and he said to your from your son's gay lover, which was really cool. Lloyd Kaufman has a fantastic sense of humor. Apparently I've got a remote there that I didn't ever open up, but I eventually will, because things. Anyway, let's get to the video. All right, so that's kind of my messier part of my library. So we're into the regular section of it right now, and I'm slowly kind of like expanding it, where it's going to be taking up this entire very large room. There's going to be like a TV down here, maybe a video game system as well, probably like a Blu-ray player or something like that, so I can actually kind of entertain down here. I got to buy like an extra rug and stuff like that. So I want to answer a couple questions people asked before I went any further. There's a lot of different things I want to do with this video, but one of the questions I got asked was, did I buy any more Code Red? So a while back, there was a Code Red sale on it, Screen Archives, and it was just DVDs. There was no Blu-rays on sale. And Screen Archives, if anybody's followed my channel, then they're going to know that I've got a beef with Screen Archives because of the amount that they charge for their shipping is pretty astronomical. And being in Canada, it's even worse. So I went to do my order for the Code Red DVDs, and there was a couple there that I really wanted to grab. I wanted to get Ghost Keeper on DVD. I wanted to get like the Dead Pit. And like some people are kind of wondering, like, why didn't you just wait and kind of get the Blu-rays of them or something like that? But with a movie like Ghost Keeper, if you've ever seen it, I kind of wanted the DVD. I didn't want it to be cleaned up on Blu-ray. I kind of wanted that feel of the almost like a VHS style feel, and I knew that some of those transfers are kind of VHS style crappy. And most of the time, that if I can get a great transfer of a film, I'm going to get the great transfer of the film. But for this one, I kind of wanted that ambiance there to give that feel, and so I did. But anyway, when I did the order up and the shipping charge came out, and it was more than the films themselves cost, so that was a thing. So I thought about it, and it was still good enough for a sale price. It wasn't a great sale price, but it was an okay sale price, because some of these were like $2.99 and stuff like that, but American. And anyway, so I go through with it, and then there's like, do you want to pay another $45 to ensure that your movies get to you? Because we're not going to promise anything. There's a big like red message up there, and at that point I felt pretty insulted and said, maybe I shouldn't get the movies, but I wanted the movies, so I got them anyway. But I can't see me ever ordering from Screen Archives again unless they change that. Ronin Flakes, I hear they're better, and that their shipping is better. I haven't seen it. I'll have to look into it a bit more, because if I did want to get some of the Code Red stuff, that's probably the best way to go, because Code Red as a company aren't very fan friendly, especially when it comes to Canada. And if all you have to do is go onto the forums and hear some of the stuff said by the owner of Code Red. Anyway, so basically it comes along the lines of send a bunch of international orders out, and I'm paraphrasing here. And 24 of the 28 orders that went missing, they were Canadian. And so, obviously, when 28 orders go missing, every one of those 28 orders are definitely ripping you off. And it's not that you probably did some really kind of a bad job of sending out those international orders. Maybe, you should look into that a bit more. But yeah, so pretty much said, obviously we were a country of thieves and pirates that were desperately trying to get his films. That's how it came across. And needless to say, I don't feel like with most companies, with most like low budget companies, I do not feel like an urgent need to actually support somebody that thinks of kind of thinks of me like that. And maybe it just came across wrong. But if it did, I mean, I've read in like that forum, the Blu-ray.com, it is actually a forum for Code Red, quite a few things, and a lot of stuff must come across wrong because yeah. Anyway, but maybe he doesn't mean it. Maybe there's a joking side that I'm not getting. But it's really expensive to get from them anyway, and there's so many other companies. Like, I'll put it to you this way. Code Red is rough on shipping. Like our Screen Archives. Ronin Flix might be. If I go to Ronin Flix sometime and I find that they're having a sale or something on, and I look at the shipping's good, or they got like you buy so much you get free shipping, then yeah, definitely I'll look into that. But nothing stands out for like that I want to grab from the company. They do put certain things out that I do like, and they did put out some decent editions of some films. I find that they're a little light on the features, and that they'd rather do like a dub than having the subtitles. But they are a smaller company, so I guess that's things that you look into as well. Now, as on a bigger company type of scale, recently in my feed and in a bunch of people's feeds, Shout Factory had a big announcement, like breaking news, like free shipping, like for anything, like for $50 when you buy $50 worth. And I was like, okay, fine. There's a lot of Shout Factory that I don't have and that I wouldn't mind getting. And I was going to let my dad know as well, because the May releases from Shout Factory, pretty much going to get them all, well, the Screen Factory ones anyway. But then I looked into it a bit more, and it's just in the United States, so it's not in Canada. So yeah, so that's the thing. Now they got called on it quite a bit, but they really haven't like spoke out, or I haven't seen any sort of like response to it. When you've got film companies like 88 Films and Vinegar Syndrome and like a lot of like other companies that do like either reduced or free shipping after a certain price point, then it kind of makes you upset when it comes to some other companies that don't. I can understand if it's like a smaller company, and and they're worried about certain ones that are just getting started. But a great way to get if you're thinking of it starting like a video, like a company, if you want to be the next like Vinegar Syndrome, who I think have done probably the best job of like really being like friendly to their core audience, and like getting out the sales and doing everything, like getting movies out to people really quickly and having like free shipping and all this type of like stuff. If you really want to do that, then the free reduced shipping thing, and like in international orders, I like look into how much shipping stuff is going to cost you, get a deal, and make sure that you do it well, that you got some sort of tracking thing, and because I thought about this. There's one time that I actually thought about starting back in the VHS days. I actually thought about starting my own type of like a little like genre label company, because I did have like prints of like some films that were at the time were now I guess were are taken up by studios, but they weren't at that point. Yeah, you want to look into that type of thing, and if you can do it, if you are one of those that's really friendly towards customers. Mondo Macabre is also one that is really friendly towards like customers. If I go and I see like Mondo Macabre is like having a sale, or I see some Mondo Macabre stuff that I really want, more than likely, 9 times out of 10, I'll go and get that from Mondo Macabre. I'll go right to the Mondo Macabre Big Cartel store to get it from them, because I appreciate the fact that they put so much work into getting stuff out to me. And during the last sale, like Jared got sick just after the sale was over, and things were going to be delayed a bit. So I knew right away. He got back to me immediately and let me know, and even let me know when the things got out. He gave me like the kind of like the numbers for for tracking, and I knew like pretty much it was sure that my Mon Macabres were coming. I knew when they were coming, and I could track them actually fairly well. So that's something that definitely is something to that a company should learn from. When you see companies like Vinegar Syndrome, Mon Macabre, and being so friendly and forthcoming, then yeah, I do recommend that you check them out. Also, there was an announcement. Severin actually has a few copies of the Jack the Ripper limited edition left with the slip. That's really cool, and that extra international cut version. So I do recommend, if you don't have it and you're a fan of like stabby Jack the Ripper stuff, that you get it, because he does get stabby, and it's a mystery to it. You don't know who it is. It's not like Hands of the Ripper, where you know who the Ripper is, because he dies at the beginning of the movie in Hands of the Ripper. Spoiler alert. That's not Jack the Ripper. This is not the Severin one. I'm not spoiling the Severin one. I'm talking about the Hammer film. That's done, with... Anyway, I'm kind of confusing you. So, I'm going to get some... my booklet thing, which is called an iPad, so I don't know why I got that wrong. And I'll be back. And we're also going to look at some top... I'm not sure what my top 10 list is going to be. I got a couple in mind. But I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to watch. You're going to have to just keep on going through and listen to my rambling-esque part of this before we get to that stuff. Maybe I'll even do a review. Yeah. I haven't done a spoiler theater in a while, so many thoughts. So guys, I'll be right back. All right, so I got my trusty iPad here, so hopefully I got enough internet to answer some of these questions and give some basic shout-outs to people that commented. So yeah, so if you got a channel and you do a comment on my video, that there's a large chance that I'm going to be eventually doing one of these, and you're going to get a shout-out. So think ahead when it comes to this stuff. I'm checking my mic here to make sure that's working okay. So hopefully it is. So a question, okay, I got first, I guess the one that was kind of messaged to me, I think it's slightly sarcastic, and it's basically, you're Canadian, why aren't you funnier? So I guess I think I'm fairly humorous, more of the dad joke, kind of cheesy type variety. Canadian. We got this the funny gene apparently built in. We kind of just transport it to different places, and we go to other countries and do it. I'm sardonic. I'm sarcastic. So if that's your type of humor, right on. Because sometimes people don't get it and don't realize that I'm actually joking. So I'm going to say that's because of my my Oscar caliber acting ability and humor, right? Okay, so had Christopher Fawcett say that he really liked the Final Destination movies. They scared him as a kid. So they definitely scared me as a child too. Okay, obviously I'm not old enough to, not young enough to have seen them as a child, but I did like the certain ones better than others. Part 2 is my favorite, probably because living here in here in Nova Scotia now, but when I lived in Newfoundland and across Canada, basically, there'd always be that time when you'd be driving, and there'd be this big truck. There'd always be these big trucks. They're always going somewhere, and they had wood on them, or they had they were just crazy ass transport truck drivers that are going nuts. No offense to any transport truck drivers out there, but please don't kill me on the road, because that almost happened to me at least twice from different times. But yeah, I like part 2 the best. Michael Prale actually mentioned the Code Reds, and I kind of answered that one already. He asked him if I was going to get any more Code Reds, because he liked my Code Red video. I would love to, Michael. Unfortunately, most of the code reds I got were actually given to me as gifts, like donated. Was only that sale that I actually was able to get code reds because yeah, they're kind of pricey and but there are ones that I want. Sweet 16, by the way, is one that I've wanted for ages. I really want to get Sweet 16 in my collection. Unfortunately, I don't have it, and it's been pricey to get. I'm not sure if the Bali has that one on there now or not. Uh, hey guys, my birthday's coming up. Anyone want to send me Sweet 16 or something? Yeah, go for that. Uh, I never get birthday presents. Uh, no, okay, so what do we got here? You tried the Trauma collection part. I love Trauma. I really do. And when I was in Montreal, I got to go to a convention, and they had like a horror like section of the convention. Unfortunately, now the Montreal Comic Con no longer has that horror part. That kind of went off on its own, but it never really, nothing ever came of it that I know for. But the year that they did, I got to meet guys like, there's a couple years they did, I got to meet Tom Savini was there, Doug Bradley was there, and Lloyd Kaufman was there. Like, and they were like showing, I think it was the Return to Nukem High Part 1, in the, because they were doing like movie premieres. And that was one of the ones that premiered there in Montreal that year. The other one was like one that's still not out on Blu-ray or DVD, and that's the Tom Savini documentary. And that's one of the reasons that I really do like Tom Savini. I got to watch the documentary, and I actually got to talk to Tom Savini at his table when I was getting some autographs off him, getting a picture done with him, and I got to talk to him again during the premiere of his documentary, which I really hope somebody picks up. I know that the Ken Hodder documentary has been picked up, so that's going to be coming out in the near future. But yeah, I really am a big Trauma fan. I do like a lot of their stuff. I know they're hit or miss for a lot of people. Like, not everything's great, but movies like The Children, the one you mentioned, seeing that Drive, that freaked you out. I remember that one. I remember much of that with they got like the black, like got the black nails. So I guess they're like emo kids before emo was around, but like killer emo kids. Fog and stuff. Anyway, I do love Trauma, and I love their stuff. And I really love Michael Prale's comments because he always has these like really cool comments. I love like a lot of people's here. Joe Kraft said that he loved the Kino collection and enjoys watching my content. By the way, Joe, thank you so much. I am a huge fan of Kino. They were a company that were off my radar for a while. I used to find them kind of expensive, and I found that they didn't have like a lot for what they had. Now, like a lot of companies, they'll have like something on, like a movie that I really want, or they'll have a big sale go on, and I'll like find something that I like from them. And that after that happened, I actually fell in love with Kino's products, and a lot of the movies that they were putting out were movies that I really, really wanted to see. Sometimes they'd have like an audio commentary, sometimes there'd be nothing, sometimes be loaded to the gills, like Rawhead Rex was. But they put out like such cool stuff and such unique, different stuff, and it wasn't just like one thing. Like when I thought of Kino originally, I thought, okay, they put out like the silent films and the classic films and stuff like that. But no, they put out like the '80s films and the horror films, and they put out like Redemption's films, just so much stuff. So that was like I gotta say, I do apologize, Joe, for not actually having more videos out, but unfortunately, there's been like a bit of a lull. I've been kind of busy, vacations and getting stuff done and stuff. So Tim Hayes says, I don't think anybody has a complete Scream Factory collection. That's why I pick out the best ones of the bunch. Well, there's a lot. I mean, Tim, there's a lot out there for like Scream Factory. Obviously, I don't have all the Scream Factories. And maybe if Scream Factory would like give Canada a break on shipping, then I'd get more of the Scream Factories. I do love the company, and I do like a lot of the stuff that they put out. I appreciate all the work that they do put into their stuff. That I definitely do. And but there are a couple people I think out there that actually really do have like a complete collection of the Scream Factories that I've seen online. Maybe like a guy like Moves 616. You might have it. He's a guy that doesn't just have collection. He actually watches movies and likes it. Now, that's the thing. When I see people on here that show their stuff, that's fantastic. But when you're I also like to see people that actually watch their stuff. So that's kind of cool too. So and guys like that, guys like Moods are, I know they watch they watch the movies. If I see that's a big plus for me. Show your passion. Recently, I spoke with a guy on one of the Facebook groups that I'm on, and he's going to be doing like a channel. And once he does the channel, and I see his channel on here, I'll definitely let you guys know. He's going to be talking about like he's going to do a movie channel. I'm going to be talking about like Hammer, like Universal Horror stuff like that. So I will definitely pimp that out. With me, I feel that I'm in a kind of a comfortable spot with my YouTube channel. It hasn't gotten like hugely big or anything like that, but I've had it at a place now where I wish it got bigger though. But I'm at a place where basically I can comfortably talk to everybody that on my channel. I can like talk with people from Instagram and like through some like Facebook groups that I'm in, stuff like that. Like you see like fan groups. If you're like in a Facebook movie group or a Facebook fan page group and you like my channel, feel free to like to say hi. I really do appreciate that. That's happened actually like 3 times in the last week, and for like a small channel, that's really it's nice. It melts my old evil heart. Yeah, even though I'm in Canada and it's obviously super cold here, so our hearts are made of ice. But no, I really do like that. But the cool thing about my channel, I find, is that there are people that want to like do bigger things than like. There's people that want to make this their thing, their main thing. No, this is like a hobby for me, but it's a hobby something that I'm really passionate about. So I do like to come on here and talk things, and I feel that if I had a better like laid out schedule and I put more effort into like promoting my channel, I probably I think I would definitely have like probably a higher sub base than I got now. But I kind of do this more for fun. Now I do like promoting other newer channels that come out. So if I see like a channel come out like after me and go and like triple and go up like high in subscriber base, and I've seen some come by like since I've gone, and they've done some great stuff and like they've become really popular. And I got to like talk to them when they were starting, and there's some where basically like, well, I had like maybe like 1,200 like subscribers, and they're like, how did you make your channel so popular? And now they've got like thousands of subscribers. And I'm like, well, it's not actually that popular. It's just that like a lot of the people that I converse with, actually we converse on a fairly regular basis, and that's one thing that I really like, is when when I can talk to people and when I get to know people on here. Now sometimes it can break your heart, but a lot of the times it's a good thing. And when I see a channel doing well, that I know that started and just took off, that really makes me excited. It makes me happy, especially now when horror channels are getting kind of targeted. So especially if you got a horror channel, man. There's so many guys out there. I mean, if you have, I don't have the pimp guys like Blu-ray Dan or like that anymore. Even though there's a guy that's legitimately I've talked to Blu-ray Dan a few times, and here's a really nice genuine guy on YouTube that's getting played, and he's really went out there and did a lot of stuff with his channel, and he's a really likable guy, and that really comes across on the channel. And he definitely knows how to promote his stuff well. And if you haven't seen his channel, I do recommend it. He's actually a really nice guy, and check out his stuff. So I'll probably mention some other channels on. But if you're watching this and you got a channel and you're wondering if you didn't mention me, well, maybe not in this video, but I will mention people as I go through in the other ones like these podcast videos. But we got more questions here, so let's get to this. Skin slip. So what the fuck, YouTube? I thought you were just being radio silent. I apparently got unsub from you. Yeah, that happened to me twice. Skin slip is another guy. He's a reviewer, and I got to catch up on a lot of people's channels because lately I've been watching a lot, and but I haven't got to watch a lot of YouTube. I've been watching a lot of actual films and like stuff, and I've been doing some a bit of kind of like writing and research where I want to do some. I want to be doing some visual essays down the road. So hopefully you guys will like that, and my voice will be melodic enough that you can listen to it. But Skin Slip, his stuff, definitely check it out. He's a really cool guy, and there's another guy who's on here, and he knows a lot when it comes to like the older movies, when it comes to stuff like Oscar stuff. So and then his name is Parsnip Burger. That's his channel's name. So he does a lot of different stuff as well. So some of these guys like Skin Slip and Parsnip, they don't get the viewership that I honestly think that they should be getting. And some of them, like Beyonce, probably got higher viewership, maybe even more higher count than me. But that doesn't mean I think that it should stop there. No, I'm comfortable where I am. But with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. I do appreciate it because although it looks like I wing a lot of these videos and in a certain case I do, a lot of that is to be more conversational and be more approachable to people on here. Hopefully that works. But yes, concept that happens to me. That happened to me twice actually. I had to go in and resubscribe to a lot of different channels over again. It is like a podcasty type thing too. I wish I remember the name of that right now. It's really good. Just check his channel. You'll be able to find it from there. Somebody watched one of my top 10 favorite UK TV shows and said that Porridge was worth checking out. I did get set after that, which is really cool. Okay, so Hank Sampson. So he has a lot of really nice comments on my stuff, and he talked about the best picture arguments that can go on and on endlessly. Movies that that didn't get it that he thought would, and he said he was surprised that I like John Wick. Now I'm actually a big fan of the John Wick series. I think certain ones hit with certain people, and they may not hit with others, but that's one of the ones that did hit with me. So I'll be back in a second. I want to leave more of the stuff for a later time, but thank you guys so much. I mean, there's so many of you guys here. Joe Stradamus 75 who asked me if I got Hell Night. No, I don't yet. I would really love to have Hell Night. That's another one on my wish list of movies I'd love to have. Mario Antoine, who basically said that he loves horror movies and he gets some. Obviously we're kin that way. I'm also a huge horror movie fan myself. Okay, Chris here, Che Ultras, who looked back at my Christmas haul because it's been a while since I've done some videos, and really kind of dug that. They got the Christopher Nolan stuff over there. We didn't get that here in Canada. You got that in the States too, didn't you? You got that Christopher Nolan stuff. I had to go and buy them separately. I still don't have the Prestige in 4K. That's the only one I got left to get out of those, and maybe eventually I'll put out Memento and Insomnia in 4K. I kind of hope they do. I really want them to. They should. Yeah, they should. So I'll be right back, and we'll do a collection thing. Hope you guys are liking this tonight because I could be watching a movie. I could be doing other things, but nah. I'll do this. All right, so we're going to get into the list here of a little collection that I got. One thing I got, should let you guys know that you probably already know if you've been watching for all. I'm a huge Hammer fan. I love Hammer horror, and that's thanks to my dad, who has seen all that stuff in the theater. He's a huge Hammer horror aficionado, and he knows more than most people that I've ever have, even of the books that I've read. He really knows his Hammer stuff really well. He's not a guy that you can pretty stump easily on that type of stuff. I'm very proud of him, actually. And he has definitely helped make this whole collection thing that I do, and my love of films. He definitely is a big part of that. So Dad, thank you so much for that. Now I am on a few Hammer Facebook groups. There's some that I'm not on, and some that I got kicked off of because I don't suffer like ignorance lightly when it comes to stuff like that. And a moderator in one of the groups was actually had woken up one morning. He'd done a post, basically saying, if you like this movie, then you don't belong. You're not good enough. You don't belong in my group. And like I could have taken it kind of humorously for like if it had been the first time, but he made a lot of these type posts and still does. And so I said, you really got to. First thing was just like moderate the group. Then I was like, you really should apologize for making comments like that. People could be coming in. There could be new people that like Hammer. Like even if you are being like slightly humorous, this really isn't the way to go about it. So rather than respond, he banned me from the site. And then I was on another Hammer site, and he was there. And again, he was saying something about another movie and putting people down for liking it. So I'm not, again, I do not suffer ignorance lightly. And I let him know that, no, you're wrong. Basically, not your opinion's wrong, but like your thoughts, like, that your opinion is the only one that matters, is definitely completely wrong. Any more than like my opinion being the one that matter completely would be wrong. It would be my opinion. It's films. It's subjective. Don't be mean to people. I want to say harsher words, but you don't want to get like that strike on the YouTube thing. But you don't be mean. Don't be a meanie. Anyway, he had a thing basically where some of his cronies came in and like picked up for him type of thing after he was really mean to a lot of people. So rather than like go up with all the drama type stuff, I said, you know what, shag that. I went on to a couple really nice Hammer groups that are much more nicer and moderated by some great people with a great bunch of people in there. So those I will probably name in the future. Those two that I'm not on don't deserve to be named. So not going to give them that much credit. I just say dude was a douche, and so was some of his friends. Anyway, I have a lot of Hammer in my collection that I really like, though I do not have like the amount of Hammer that like somebody like my dad would have. Now my birthday is coming up, and I'm asking my better half more than likely, unless something changes. I could strongly be getting some Hammer, some Indicator, for my birthday. There's some good stuff out there, and if the price stays right, birthday would be like a little lean, I think, but I'll at least get like maybe a couple of the box sets, or at least Torture Garden one in the box sets, something like that. But Torture is not Hammer, it's Amicus, but I really like them as well. We'll do another video list for them in another time. So here are the Hammer Blu-rays I got, because upstairs are a lot of the Hammer DVDs I have, because I'm rewatching my big Hammer set, the one that I got, the one with the 21 movies. You've seen that, right? So let's start in no particular order. There is Dracula, Prince of Darkness. Now, this is the sequel to The Horror of Dracula. I do like this. I think, who's in this one here? It is Anna Keir. Okay, because I sometimes mix them up with someone else. So Anna Keir's in this one. And I do like, this one's got like, this one, I've shown this one before. It's got like, there's collectible cards on the inside. There's some great featurettes on here. There's a commentary with Christopher Lee. Actually listened to his commentary last night on Scars of Dracula, which is a favorite Dracula film of mine. And some people will have you believe that if you like Scars of Dracula, then you're not a real Hammer fan. So I like Scars of Dracula. Also, there is Frankenstein Created Woman. Now, Millennium, unfortunately, I think they were bought out by another company. They had planned to do like a bunch more of these here, these Hammer films that they were getting the rights for. They got collectible cards in each one of these. Great editions of the films. A wonderful picture, and again, they had like documentaries on here. The Hammer Glamour documentaries on here, like World of Hammer Horror is on here as well. These were two great editions. I was looking forward to getting the rest of their stuff, but unfortunately, it is not to be. But fantastic films. I like this, like kind of like dark spot right here. It's like I feel very ominous. Next up is the one that Scream Factory put out. And this was actually really cheap. I was really surprised. And that is the Vampire Lovers with Ingrid Pitt. I'm a huge Ingrid Pitt fan, and it's because I'm... How can you not be a huge Ingrid Pitt fan? Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. You are still beautiful to this day, Miss Pitt. But again, a great little film here. I do like this. I like the Camilla films. I'm a really big fan of all of them, even Lust, even like Lust. And there's Vampire Lovers. There's another one. I think I got it here. Yeah, I do. I'm just looking at it right now. So, Vampire Lovers. Now, the next ones I got have alternate artwork. So, and I have the put on the alternate artwork. And some of the alternate artwork has nudity, like drawn nudity. So it really shouldn't be a problem. But I'll censor it anyway. But this one's not. So this one's good. And that is the other Twins of Evil. I love this movie here. Karen Steen. I want to see more of this stuff. I love this stuff. The things that nowadays, I don't know how well the Gothic vampire film, like the Hammer style vampire film, could be done. I think they do way too much CGI. I think they put too much gore and stuff into it. They'd overdo it. And you got to have actors that can fit back in those times. I mean, there are, just actors that were meant for Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, Ralph Bates, Michael Ripper, Michael Gough. Those guys really fit the mold of of that time period, of that era. And this is a fun one. Now, the good thing about this Synapse one, this is a Synapse one, is that they had Blu-ray exclusive. So you actually felt good about getting the actual Blu-ray of this, because they had the props that Hammer built, the Kinsey collection, isolated music and effects track. Not really big on that, but that's something. Motion still gallery, deleted scenes. So you only can get on the Blu-ray edition. So if you got if you bought the DVD edition, I could see you feeling a little bit what a rip. But if you bought the other edition, you'd be fine. Okay, let's do this right. So this is Countess Dracula. There we go. And again, that's Ingrid Pitt, so you can actually share the backs. That is the very, very attractive Miss Pitt. And this is about Countess Bathory. Some people find it a little bit slow. I actually really like this one. Man, I like all the Hammer stuff. I really, really do. I don't think there's much that I actually don't like. My least favorite Hammer film is probably Satanic Rites of Dracula, and even that one is a fun little film. I don't think it's a good Dracula film, but it's definitely a fun little film. Next up is Vampire Circus. Again, another movie that I really dig. This one I like a lot. Layla Ward from Doctor Who is in this, the second Romana, who actually was dating Tom Baker at the time. And they're actually still good friends to this very day. If you have not seen Vampire Circus, this is a fantastic vampire film. I really do recommend that you check this out. It's different. It's not like a lot of the Hammer stuff, but it's still got that kind of cool Gothic feel to it. And I love it. I really do. Next up is Hands of the Ripper, and this is the one actually I've been doing a review of tonight, but I think I'm just going to do the collection thing and do a kind of a little extra bonus thing from there, but I'm not sure if we're going to review this one tonight or not. But it is a really good movie. It's a different type of Ripper movie. A lot of the Ripper movies you see are kind of mystery thing. This one has more of a I don't want to say, it's kind of not sure if it's more of a supernaturally type Freudian style aspect to it. I feel like I'm doing Kung Fu here, but you know what I mean. It's a different film. I'll do a review of it in the near future. I don't do it tonight, and I really did enjoy it. It's just very, very different. Next up is one that has 8 movies on it. Count them: 1, 2, 3, 8, and that is Hammer Horror. I'm a big fan of this set. I've wanted this for a long time. I had the DVD edition of this back in the day, but it got swiped from me actually when I was moving back from Ottawa. And I never ever was able to find it at a good price again. But when this one went on sale, this is one of the ones I got for Christmas. And in case you're wondering what films are on there, I'll let you know right now. And that is Brides of Dracula, which is my favorite Dracula film of all time. It's not Dracula, vampire film, Hammer vampire film. The Curse of the Werewolf is, again, it's a fantastic one, and does a great makeup job on Oliver Reed. Night Creatures is on here. Phantom of the Opera is on here. Paranoid is on here. Kiss the Vampire is fantastic. That's a great one. Nightmare and The Evil of Frankenstein, which is one that they did, I think, in conjunction with Hammer. So it's the only one that has kind of a Hammer type square look to it. but it's a very silly looking Frankenstein monster. But in the Hammer films, the monster is not the key point of any of their Frankenstein films. It's always the monster that is Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein himself. Next up, and this one is from, I think, is this from Icon or Final Cut? Or let's see, this Final Cut, and that is one that I just mentioned actually, and that is the Phantom of the Opera. So I got like the UK edition of this as well. This one does have a making of and still gallery, some subtitles. So always nice to have this one here on its own. Also, I have on its own as well that I got this before I got the set, and that is Kiss of the Vampire. This one was given to me by my dad, and he knows what a huge fan I am of this. This is actually Wrapped with Brides. This is one of my favorite Hammer vampire films. And is this the one that's called Night Creatures? Maybe it is. I got but this was the first time this was put on DVD. Again, Final Cut. That is Captain Clegg, and also a fan of this. There's a bunch of features making Captain Clegg, the Mossman Legacy. So really, a very cool cover too. I like that. I think my dad gave that as well. Now these three are excellently awesome ones, and they are Dracula, otherwise known as Horror Dracula here in North America. Awesome film, one of the best endings of any Dracula film ever, in my opinion. Great cast. It's not my favorite of the Hammer Draculas. That's still, honestly, it still goes to Scars. I like Dennis Waterman. Again, Dennis Waterman's a guy who started Minder. He was a singer as well, I think, before he went into to acting. And probably why he sang the theme songs to some of his shows and stuff. He was in Sweeney as well. But that's not this one. That's Scars. That I've got on DVD. I don't have the Blu-ray of that. That's got a gorgeous Blu-ray, which I want. But Dracula right here, again, I do love this film. So there's a ton of features too. I should mention that. I mean, like these here, there's three next to three. I'm going to show you. Like disc upon disc of stuff. There's like this one is Dracula Reborn, a new documentary censoring Dracula, a new documentary on the original cuts to the film. There's a commentary with Marcus Hearn, Jonathan Rigby. I like Jonathan Rigby's writing, but I find that he can be a little harsh on some of the Dracula films. I think he didn't have very much good to say about Scars Dracula. Naughty, naughty. That's his opinion, man. Everybody likes certain things that other people don't like. So yeah, again, there's like a PDF booklet in here, so that's actually pretty cool. Next up is The Mummy. Love this cover. Love this movie. I really do love this movie, actually. There's actually, is this the one that's got like, yeah, it's a bunch of features. Unwrapping the Mummy, the making of a Hammer classic, the Hammer Rep Comp, new documentary, the House of Horrors, Memories of Bryce Studios, The World of Hammer, Peter Cushing. Again, just some great stuff on here. And this one here, Curse of Frankenstein, is really cool. This one actually has a separate film on here as well. It's got the Forsyth Tronga, right? Yeah, Forsyth Tronga's on this. There's like the bonus like TV pilot called Tales of Frankenstein that was done between Universal and Hammer. That actually, unfortunately, didn't come anything much of that. The World of Hammer on Curse of Frankenstein is here. Frankenstein Reborn. I think I'm going to watch the features on these tonight, actually. Yeah, they're really good. I'm a really big fan of this. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So that's like my small, modest Hammer Blu-ray collection. Now, I do have some Hammer on DVD, like Dracula AD 72, Scars of Dracula, which is a French edition that I got over in Morocco. I have the 21 film box set. I do kind of want to watch Straight Into Morning sometime soon. That one is Shane Bryant. And I think it was his first Hammer role with Rita Tushingham. And it's a different type of film. It's like a psychological thriller that Hammer put out. Hammer did like a bunch of these movies, like Maniac with Corinne Matthews, Died on My Darling, otherwise known as Fanatic, with Tallulah Bankhead and Stephanie Powers. There was a few that they did, but Straight Until Morning I saw late one night on CBC Late Night, and I thought the film was, even as a kid, I thought the film was kind of ahead of its time. It was very bleak. It was very dark. It was definitely not a movie that you want to see if you're already, like kind of depressed, unless depressing things like make you feel undepressed. Then definitely watch it. Then it's an awesome movie to watch. But I do have to say I really did like Straight Into Morning. It shocked me, and it in some ways it fit more in with more of the kind of the darker, more like the French wave of horror, not in like the graphic aspect of it, but in like the kind of like the bleakness that you see in like in a movie like an Eden Lake or something like that. Um, I may be overselling it for some people here that I'm seeing it. It's not like, but for me, that's the way it came across. When I saw Eden Lake originally, again, I think that is another British film. The ending really angered me, and because if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And at the first time I saw it as an adult, I think at Eden Lake, well, it was an adult when it came out. It bothered me, and I was like really upset with the movie, and I was really upset with the people that made the movie because they had managed to get under my skin like so well. But kudos to them for actually doing it, because they really did. They managed to get under my skin in the best possible way. It affected me in the way that they wanted it to affect me, and for me personally, Straight Into Morning does that. It's not a perfect film. There's a lot of flaws with that film, but that's just my personal thoughts on the film. I'm not going to lie to you and say Straight Into Morning is a classic or one of the better or Hammer films at all. It's just one that worked well for me at the time. If you ever go to watch it, just go to watch it knowing that it's a really bleak film, knowing that it's a really dark film, and it's not you're not going to get a happy ending. There's not even going to be like Universal, like Dracula is dead. No, it's not that type of film. It's a psychological thriller style film, and it's very slow paced, very slow moving. Just to let you know, I'm really like talking about like actually seeing the film more than likely right here, but it's just one that I really enjoyed, that I really liked myself. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for coming into my movie library tonight. I really appreciate that. So I got an extra chair here. Sometime we'll sit down, we'll talk again. But right now, I'm a hankering for some Hammer. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a fantastic night, and as always, after doing a long video like this, it's time for tea.